Let's go ahead and get started. It looks like I got everybody signed up here. Um, Thanks for joining us here on the first webinar that we are doing here since I've been with McGill Brokerage. Concept behind our webinars is going to be a quick 10-minute webinar. We're hoping to do one every other week. And what we want to do is just a quick information on something you can take out the street and actually use, not get into the weeds necessarily, but just give you some ideas to hopefully go help generate some new business. First one we wanted to talk about today was accelerated underwriting, the ins and the outs of it. And let me see, there we go. So what exactly is accelerated underwriting? So obviously everybody here has done life insurance and they know that there's times where the application can get held up in underwriting, for 60, 90, 120 days, whether it's because of the paramedic exam, the APSs, so on and so forth. So a lot of these companies are going to what's called accelerated underwriting. And accelerated underwriting is pretty self-explanatory. It's accelerated, so there's no paramedic exam, no blood work, no APSs. The commission rate is going to be identical as if you go through full underwriting. The term rates, the rates on all the policies are going to be the same. It's a pretty simple application only, which we'll kind of go into here in a little bit. And we can normally get the policies issued and paid in only 2 to 7 days, which is awesome. So how does it exactly work? Again, it starts off with an application. Most companies are all online, an e-app, a drop ticket type application, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But after you fill out the application, the company calls the applicant, asks medical questions over the phone. And then they do go and they do an MIB, they do an MVR, they do a prescription check. And then based on that information, they either approve it or they go to a full underwritten policy. Some qualifying or some kick out questions or kick out concerns that most companies have. And again, this is pretty generic information here. Each company has their own thing. So I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview, but they're going to have to be a non-smoker. They're going to have a pretty clean family history. So no heart disease, no cancer, anything along that line. Some of the health conditions that are going to kick you out: previous cancer, if you have untreated diabetes, you have a criminal record, you do high-risk activities like skydiving, anything along that line. If you have a bankruptcy, previous DUIs. Most companies, we can get coverage anywhere from age 18 to 60. Some companies are a little older than that. And we can normally get up to $1 million. And this world of accelerated underwriting is changing every day. Just got something today saying, I believe it was Penn Mutual just released, they're going to do accelerated underwriting up to $2.5 million. Don't have a lot of details on that, but up to $2.5 million in a little 7 days. Again, everything has changed. And so this list that I put together is already outdated. I know there's been 2 companies, I believe, that we've added since then. But I'm not going to go through each of these companies one by one. But again, we can get somewhere between ages 18 to 60 up to $1 million, whether it's an IUL or term products. But most companies are going to this. And here's a brief list of all the companies. And again, Penn Mutual just came on board with this as well. Examples. So each company has their own kind of process in regards to it. I really like Principal, so I was just going to kind of utilize Principal and kind of go through their brochure and show you how the entire process works. So with Principal, they have the brochure and it gives you a brief questionnaire. So, are you between the ages of 18 and 60? Are you doing somewhere between 50,000 and $1 million? What are you applying for? Is it one of those products? Do you meet our build requirements? Do you have any major medical? Let me go to that information. So there's our build requirements. Here's some of the major medicals. Again, this is company specific to Principal, but it's pretty close with all companies in regards to it. Wanted to go back. Let's see what else. Aviation, hazardous sports activities. Are you a citizen? Your blood pressure and cholesterol, okay. primary care physician. I'm not going to go through all these one line item by line item, but again, this is all available to you. Feel free to reach out to me. I can send you this brochure. I can send you more information all together on this. So if you don't have any of those knockout questions, the way they're listed is you have no history of parent or sibling death from cardiovascular disease, stroke, or diabetes. So if you've answered yes to all that, go ahead and complete the part A and C of the application, which would be online, and then they walk you through the process after that. Very quick, very easy. The phone interview is going to normally take, somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes in regards to that. There's back to that. But then how does this all work? How do I get this start? So it all starts, how do you get the application with our website? So you do have to go to McGillBrokerage.com. Hopefully everybody is registered for our website. If you are not registered for our website, give me a call. I can walk you through that. That's an immediate registration that takes less than 2 minutes to get you signed up. You can see right in the middle of the page there, quotes, go down to term quotes, and it'll pull up our quoting. It'll pull up our quoting software. Next, enter in the pertinent information, date of birth, gender, state, so on and so forth, what type of product you're looking like, what term you're looking at. And then the carrier product, you can do all carriers and products. Do you want any riders? What health class? If you know the exact health class, you can select the health class. Or we have a program called X-Ray, which kind of gives you a questionnaire on, it'll ask you some health questions that'll help you determine what health class you need to quote at. Client name, make sure you're entering in the client name. Click in the agent information, and you'll see that, and that'll transpose all that information directly to the application for you. Then you can hit the show top 10 or view all quotes. Hopefully everybody's seen our website before, but if not, this is what comes up when you do the top 10. Here's all the products available. It'll show you the monthly premium is how we had it selected. And I have this on 2 slides, so it's easier. So you can see the bottom. But then at the bottom, it'll tell you what application forms are available. And to get access to the accelerated underwriting, it's either going to be an e-app or a drop ticket. And I kind of wanted to run you through the drop ticket, since that's kind of the way I see most companies going moving forward. So we're just going to dive into the drop ticket, and we're going to do the second one, which looks like was Banner. So if we hit the drop ticket button, a new page comes up. All the information that we submitted on the quoting information will automatically transpose over to this. So it'll have the name, date of birth, age. Will not have the social security number. Obviously, you'll have to have that information. But then, and I don't have all the pages here, it will ask you a handful of questions in regards to the drop ticket, but it's all self-explanatory, very easy to get through, not a lot of information. It'll have the contact info for the client. It'll have what time is best to call your client as well. And then it will require most companies require a check the box signature. So to make that really simple. And then at the end, you hit submit, and this will come up if you already are, your request is not. If you are already appointed with the company, it'll go ahead and tell you that we're good to go. If you are not appointed with the company, it'll tell you that something's in bad form, whether it's an application. Most of the time it would be contracting, and just go ahead and continue on with that, and we will take care of the contracting for you internally. And then after that, you're done. The application will be processed. The company will call your client. They will take care of all the interview questions, and they'll determine within 2 to 7 days if we can make an offer based on the accelerated underwriting. Worst case scenario, they have to go through and they have to get a paramedic exam. We'll probably have to get medical records and everything. But what a great option to start off things in regards to the accelerated underwriting. Again, wanted to be very, very brief on this webinar. If you have questions, there's my email address. There's my cell phone. Feel free to give me a call with questions, concerns, or I can definitely dive into the weeds for you with that. Or if you have company-specific questions, we can definitely dive into the weeds. Again, thanks for your guys' time. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me directly. I appreciate it.